Welcome to week 3 of Frank Ranks. Not Reeks, Ranks. So let's check out my picks right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanca. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, if you want to check out anything that I've written, I am on Amazon. You can just go and type in my name on Amazon, and I will come right up with all my stuff, including my graphic novels, my regular novels, and then you have to go to Audible if you want to go to find anything there. All right. But also remember, too, that we are doing a Green Hornet 90th anniversary anthology with stories by Timothy Zahn, who wrote Star Wars and created Grand Admiral Thrawn, as well as Kevin J. Anderson, who wrote a bunch of sci-fi, including Dune. We just have a pile of writers on this thing. Bill Willingham, cover art by Matt Wagner, who did Batman and Grendel. It's just going to be awesome. Anyway, you can go to greenhornetnoir.com, or you can check out the link in the description below. All right, and before we get started, remember to give me that like, give me that thumbs up if you can, and subscribe if you can as well. So also, I just got back from MegaCon, where I met some cool people, and there's my thing from Mel Gibson, and I got a chance to chat with Bryce Dallas Howard, and then I had generally a very long conversation with Bitsy Tulloch from Superman and Lois. Good stuff, great people. Yeah, the only one I really didn't get a chance to talk to was Mel Gibson, because I just handed him my card and that was it, because I got whisked out pretty quick. All right, so let's jump into my picks for the week. This is everything, all the comics I've read for this week, and I am ranking them by my personal appetite of what I liked and what I didn't. So, yeah, so basically I'm ranking them by score of the writing for the most part, because, yeah, the artwork does play a little part into it. But for the most part, I rank on writing, because I can almost go with bad artwork if your story's good. But if the story's bad and the artwork is great, I'm still dropping it. So, all right, so let's go. There's going to be 7 books here. So let's go with number 7. And I'm not a fan of this writer for the most part. I liked what he did with the original Thor, and then he jumped into the Jane Foster stuff. But that is Namor, and everybody knows, anybody who's watched my thing knows I am a big fan of Atlantis stories. So I will mostly try out anything, and this is why I haven't seen Black Panther, the second Black Panther movie, because they did Namor dirty, and I refused to watch it. But anyway, it's not very good. It's only got 1 issue left, and I am probably going to get that last one, and of course that's the end of that. So I would love somebody to actually write a good Namor story, but unfortunately he really doesn't get Namor at all, and he has him fighting like hundreds of people. And it's just weird. It's just weird. Okay. And then this actually saddens me, especially when we're just doing our Green Hornet book. But that is Green Hornet and Miss Fury at number 6. And for the most part, the characters are not acting like themselves in this. I don't know why. I think it's Segura. He's just not writing these characters to their personality. And then he has them on a cliffhanger where they're both, in a group of, 20 people, and he's on the ground, and she's about to get, mauled, and then all of a sudden we pop to him waking up, and she pulled him out. What? Anyway, it's unfortunately I want to like this, but it's just not very good, unfortunately. All right, and then we'll jump into number 5, Mark Spear's Monsters. And here's one of the things where the artwork is, of course, great, and you know that Mark and I are working on the Classic Monsters card game. If you'd like a copy of this, I'll put a link in the description below because we are in late pledge right now. But everything's going to be going to China, right? We already went through Kickstarter and everything else, and everything was funded. So we are sending all of our stuff to the manufacturer right now. But if you'd like a copy, you can see the game. It's on GameFound right now in late pledge. But the first issue of this was actually really good. The second issue never got to, even though it's on my pull list, never got to my store. So now I'm on issue 3. And this one has a lot of pieces. And the story is so diluted because we have a character, an old man talking about a kid, and then we have a bunch of kids that are playing in the arcade that end up having this disc that has information on it. We have the Slayer in a fight. We have this sheriff. And literally, there's like 12 characters in there. Every 2 pages is a new scene, and it's just hard to keep track of. I think it's very diluted. So let's see what happens. The dialogue is good. It's just that it's hard to keep track of it because of all the different characters that are all over the place. All right, and number 4, The Avengers. Jed MacKay, unfortunately, does not know how to write an ensemble cast. When he's got a team book, he's lost. He's just lost. He writes Moon Knight very well because he has one central character to deal with that has a surrounding cast. But even in the last issue, the surrounding cast wasn't even there. So he knows how to focus on a main character and have a surrounding supporting cast. But when he has an ensemble cast where everybody's supposed to get limelight, he gets lost. I dropped X-Men a long time ago. Like on issue 2, it was so bad. And the same thing here. I dropped it, and I came back because Storm was in it, because I'm a big fan of Storm. And having Black Cat was interesting, but now he's on an intergalactic thing. And he constantly does flashbacks all the way through it. It's very jarring. Anyway, I'm going to get the next issue, and that'll finish that up. I think that's the end of the plot anyway. All right, number 3, the JSA by Jeff Lemire. I like the characters in here. I liked the Stargirl series that Jeff Johns did on the CW, and I thought the characters in there were really good, and that's what these characters are. They're all remnants of the TV show for the most part. And then the original JSA is in this hell dimension or whatever else, and Obsidian is, there's some kind of imposter playing him, and it's got some good stuff to it, and I like the whole Injustice Society to it, but again, it's got way too many characters in it to keep track of everything, but I'm kind of hoping it gets better as it goes. We're on issue 4, so. All right, and then number 2, Red Sonja. So as this plot line started out very good, and then she lost it. She went off the rails. She didn't know where she was going at this. Started out with a battle. She started it too early, so then she just forgot about it for a couple of issues, and she maybe just touched on it for like a couple of pages. There's this huge battle going on. Red Sonja, who would never run away from a battle, is like on walkabout with this soul in her of a demon. It was all over. By the time I hit the middle, it was just all over the place. So it wrapped up okay with the battle with Kulan Goth and what happened to him and the decision that she has to make by the end. But it could have been a lot better. But at least it wrapped up decently. and that's why it's at issue 2, or number 2. And for number 1, notice how many independents I have, by the way. Bun Image Comics, and by Rick Remender, we have The Sacrifices. Now, I think that this is kind of getting drawn out. We're on issue 14 of one storyline. That means it's going on for over a year. And I like where the characters are. I like everybody's, got their own little arc. But I wish that he's basically got Pigeon, who has godlike powers, fighting off the gods. And then he has the princess, of whose powers he basically stole, having basically being mortal for the most part. And she's all emaciated and everything like that. So she has to learn how to be immortal, So she has one issue, he has one issue. She has one issue, and it just goes back and forth. I kind of wish they would split the issues in half and have both storylines instead of going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. But overall, this is a really good plot line. It's a good story. It's got good characters. It's a little bit unique to some degree, and I recommend it if you'd like to read anything to that extent. The artwork's only. Here's another thing where the artwork, I think, is only okay, but the storyline's better than the art. All right, well, that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching another week of Frank Ranks. And I'm going to be doing my little short about what books I just picked up today. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can. If you can subscribe, please do. And remember, too, that Green Hornet is out right now on Kickstarter. We are fully funded. Help us unlock some stretch goals. And you can check out greenhornetnoir.com or check out the link in the description below. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.